It's great to see you all again back on our channel. My name is Amara.
And my name is Gospel.
Now, today we're going to be looking at singleness, okay? So, how can you be single and be content? Is there anything wrong with someone being single and not married? And, a lot of people are faced with these sort of challenges. Is marriage for everybody? Is it compulsory that if I'm not married, then I'm not living a fulfilled life because I'm single? So do you want to say something about that?
Well, what I have to say about it is that it's okay to be single. In fact, you don't get married until you're single. Some people who are single may be happy, others are not happy.
Yeah.
They want to get married. Yeah, marriage is a wonderful experience. I can attest to that.
Beautiful.
In fact, marriage is one of the best experiences I have had as a person. And it is God's design because God wants to use marriage to raise families and build society. It's part of our social life and all that. But the thing is, marriage is not the ultimate goal in life. In fact, there are so many people who are not married, and there are so many people who will not be married.
Now, it's very interesting that you raised the fact that there are a lot of people that are not married. Now, sometimes when we talk about this, a lot of people feel like they're alone. So everybody is married. I'm just the only one who is not married. In the US, based on the 2017 census report, it's about 110 million people were single. Now, that is about 45% of the US population.
Yeah, and when you look at the UK, for instance, in 2018, there were about 6.7 million people who were married. They've never been married before, they've not cohabited.
Globally speaking, in 2016, it's estimated that about 330 million people, actually, single households grew. Now, this also is estimated that it's going to grow about 18% more in 2020. So this speaks to the fact that it is a big population in terms of singleness. And the reason why we are buttressing this fact, or the reason why we are bringing this to light is that a lot of people, when they are single, feel that, everyone is married, I'm all alone in this thing. I live alone, what is life because I'm all by myself. So, this speaks to the fact that it is a huge population. When we look at it globally speaking, right, it's estimated about 4.3% of women actually get into their late 40s before they get married. Now, if you look at sub-Saharan, so let's bring it, to
sub-Saharan Africa.
So in sub-Saharan Africa, it's estimated that about 6.1% of women do not get married until their late 40s, and this includes Nigeria
And countries like Ghana,
Yeah.
That's huge.
Looking at all of these statistics, which kind of speaks to the fact that there are a huge population of people who are actually single and they are unmarried. Why is it that a lot of people are single and they are unhappy and they are discontent? Because there are a lot of reasons why people will be single and they are discontent or they are unhappy, isn't it?
But it doesn't mean that all single people are unhappy. There are wonderful single people I know. They live their life to the full. They are so happy. But the thing is, there are those who are very, very unhappy.
Yes. Yeah.
There are a lot of reasons someone could be single and unhappy.
Yeah.
The popular culture that emphasizes marriage as the ultimate goal, such that if you're single and you're not married, you feel like you're missing out in, the ultimate goal that everyone within your society should be involved with.
So there's a lot of stigma around the fact that someone is single, and there's a lot of expectation from the society that at a certain age, this person should be settled. And this person isn't settled at that age, then, is excluded from events, they are being discriminated against,
The thing is that when you talk about societal expectation, it doesn't even, it gets down to someone's family, someone's friends, colleagues, everywhere. You get to a certain age, family members will be on your case. why are you still single?
Why are you not married? Yes.
Bring someone and introduce someone to us. We want to carry your children. We want to, have be there for you when you get married and all that,
sometimes it comes from it comes from a point of care. It comes from a point of concern. It's just that most times those people, the family members and the friends, do not realize that it puts undue pressure on this person. The fact that there's a lot of expectation that you need to settle down, and you need to settle down quickly.
Yes. So that is why when this person is not meeting the expectation of family members, friends, colleagues, even for Christians within their church circle, everyone wants to know, when are you getting married?
Yes.
Are you still waiting?
Yes.
When are you getting married?
Yeah.
So such comments, such indirect pressure could affect the person's level of happiness and contentment in life.
Yeah, the media doesn't even help matters in this case.
Yes.
They project singlehood as a life full of misery, a life full of loneliness, a life full of depression. And when marriage is being projected, it's like projected as bliss, like pure bliss. And you find that a lot of people draw their image from what is being projected on the media, and then this affects them. This affects their image. How they see themselves, and why is it that they would be single and they cannot find satisfaction from just being single, because they think there's something wrong with them and they need to change their status in order for them to be fulfilled.
When you're talking about media and all that, you also have to look at social media. Where you look at Facebook, everyone's status is engagement,
I'm getting married,
and you see pictures of your friends who you are older than them, they're all married, and you're wondering, sometimes you change your status from in a relationship to I'm now single, or sometimes people could even move to it is complicated.
Exactly.
Things like that could weigh on such individual. And all we've been saying is external pressure.
Yes.
People can as well put pressure on themselves.
Personal expectation. So say, for example, you said to yourself, by age 30, for example, I should be settled, I should have maybe 2 children, or whatever it is your expectations might be. And the fact that you've put a lot of personal expectations on yourself, and you find yourself getting to that age, and you not meeting those expectations, you feel left out. You feel less of yourself because you feel
a sense of lack of satisfaction for not achieving your goals and your targets, especially for people who are goal driven.
Yes. So they now feel that, there's something wrong with me. It's a me problem, and this leads to a lot of problems in relationship. Now, the fact that somebody is also single, there's also a lot of pressure on them. So when you look at sex drive, for example, and how this person is able to manage their sexual urge or their sexual drive, because this is a big issue for a lot of single people. And you find a lot of people delving into pornography, masturbation in order for them to alleviate the pressure of their drive, or the kind of the urge that they get. We might not talk about masturbation and pornography in this video, but I think that it's a very important issue, because a lot of people are single and a lot of people have got these struggles as well.
Yeah, apart from what you mentioned, some people are single, that is, they are not married, but they have ways of dealing with their sexual drive in terms of having sex partners, and all that. So be involved in illicit sex and things like that.
One of the fundamental issues right here now is that a lot of singles struggle with is a poor image of who they are, so how they perceive themselves. Now, a lot of these things are based on maybe probably what the media says, or what their parents think about them, or what their friends think about them, or basically things external.
And you're saying, some people draw their self-image from how much followership they have on social media.
Could be.
What people say about them on social media, what friends say about them, like you're saying. But the thing is, people should draw their image from who God has made them. they should realize that God has made them in his image and in his likeness.
So God sees you valuable. God sees you as a treasure. You know, you kind of have to come to a point where you see yourself as having the DNA of God. So I am unique, I am made, I am whole, and this is me. And this is how God actually sees me. And not until a lot of them come to a point where they are self-sufficient in what God sees or how God sees them, then that's going to be a challenge, because they're going to be so dependent on somebody coming into the relationship to sort of get affirmation from them. So when you come to a point where you see yourself basically saying, because I am in a relationship with thinks I am a certain way, then
that defines how you perceive yourself.
Exactly.
You know.
Now you have to move away from that, because what happens is that if people go into a relationship without being whole, without being content, without seeing themselves from how God sees them, they will be bringing a lot of baggage into the relationship.
So what you're saying, in essence, is that who you are, whether you're happy, content, or you're sad, you're not happy with yourself, you're not happy with being single, will reflect on the quality of your marriage or your relationship.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it means that sometimes people, because of how they perceive themselves, have ruined a wonderful relationship.
Yes.
Because they took the negativity, the poor self-image into the relationship, such that they are needy, like you said.
Yes.
They are dependent on the other party to affirm them, to make them feel confident, to make them feel good with themselves.
Yes.
And I also want to say that there is a vacuum in every man that only God can fill. The person you're in a relationship with cannot fill that vacuum, cannot make you feel okay with yourself. It's only God that has that power
to do that. Yeah, because that puts a lot of burden on that person.
Yes.
You know, someone is coming to a relationship and you're expecting that person to complete you in a way that he cannot do. And it's only God that can do that. You know, that puts a lot of burden on that individual. So it is very important that you understand yourself from the point of how God sees you before you can now come into a relationship
and enjoy your relationship.
Yes.
In essence, a happy, a fulfilled, a satisfied single is more likely to have a happy, a satisfied or successful marriage. In fact, the person will make a wonderful spouse.
Yeah.
When you compare the individual to a gloomy, sad, discontent single.
This brings us to a very interesting point. Now, why is it that a lot of people are single? Because you're saying that, it's okay to be married. You know, some people might say, I haven't found the person.
Yeah.
So how do you expect me to be married?
So you're saying, why is it that someone who desires to be married
is still single? Exactly.
Even though the person has gotten to a marriageable age.
Yes, and you know, they want to.
Everything looks okay and the person is single. I think one of the reasons is that some people have high standards, high expectation of what they are looking for in a spouse, in a life partner. So in a situation where you have this high, tall expectation, it's difficult to for someone to meet those expectations. Some people want a perfect mate, spotless, flawless,
tall,
slim,
beautiful,
rich, owns his own company for a lady, can take you on Bahamas for holidays.
Yes.
A lot of things you want. You want him to have a wonderful character, want him to be the best person that you can think of. Yet, you can't find such a person.
Yeah, but the thing, I mean, the question here is not actually finding the right. It's important to find the right person, but I think the question here should, if we put it on the flip side, are you the right person? Because there's a lot to be done in terms of trying to discover who. And again, this also links to the fact about being single and being content. You know, focusing on being the right person for the right person. You know, rather than wanting to find or focusing to find the right person. And you know, this also would help whoever is actually having this sort of mindset to build themselves and see, where are the areas, where are the pitfalls, what are the things that I need to develop, and begin to work on those things. It's okay for you to want to have the right person, right?
But you have to be the right person.
Yes, but again, you can spend a lot of time developing yourself and seeking places where, okay, how am I doing in terms of communication? How am I doing in terms of listening?
What's your relationship quotient rate?
Exactly. The second reason why it's difficult for a single person to get settled down is the fact that there's a huge cost. They look at the financial involvement, the financial expectation in terms of, I need to make XYZ amount of money before I can actually settle down. And this, you can say, okay, next year I'm going to hit the target. No, maybe in 2 years I'm going to hit the target. So they begin to shift the timing.
I think this is actually a key factor, because for a man, you don't go into marriage empty-handed.
Yeah.
You have to have a job. You have to, have the financial capacity to be able to take care of a family. So if you look at it and you know that, man, I can't even take care of myself, I can't even clothe myself, some people don't even have money enough to pay their rent.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't want to bring in somebody and, and not be able to take care of a person. Remember in the last episode, we talked about husband, the homemaker, and wife, the breadwinner. A man who knows that he is responsible for taking care of his family wouldn't want to get married if he doesn't have
financial means
to
do that.
How to earn a living. So that's one of the reasons.
Yeah. And I think also looking at the financial side of it, for a woman, sometimes they want to find a man that has got it all financially before they now want to settle down. So they do not want to get into a relationship with someone who they may consider starting up. They want the person to be, solid. I want this guy solid, financially before I can settle. But again, this is not an excuse for somebody to get married, say, to someone who doesn't really have something doing or have a goal or a drive or a vision in life.
Yeah, like you are saying, some women too wouldn't want to get married if they don't have that level of independence financially. They want to get a job, they want to build their career, they want to be educated, acquire skills so that they don't go into marriage and, whatever they need, any financial need they have
need
to
be
run
dependent
to
on
the husband. So they want to make financial contribution at home.
As well.
So that delays their timing in terms of getting married.
Yes. I think another reason is that sometimes we talk about finding the right person. So it is challenging, because how do you know this person is the right person, and why would you want to settle down with someone where you're not sure is the right person? So this creates a lot of scarcity. So there's a scarcity as to the right person, and also this ties up with the location. So where is this single person located? Where are you? What is your network like? Because if you're in a network of people who are all married, the likelihood of you settling down will not be there, because everybody is settled. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's about finding, where are you, and what does it look like? Is there a potential where you are?
So obviously, people who are in the wrong location in terms of network, in terms of marriageable partners, potential marriageable partners.
Because when we talk about location here, do not see it as geographical location.
It could be geographical as well. Another reason is that some people have had terrible experience in the past. They've been hurt, they've been broken, they've been cheated severally, and now they don't want to
they don't want to relive the experience.
Again. The cycle of starting a relationship and having to experience heartbreak. They will say, all right, it's rather I stay single. Again, some people have seen poor models of marriages. So they've seen bad marriages everywhere. They have this phobia for marriage. So they wouldn't want to get married and experience what couple A or couple Z, who went through terrible divorce, went through. So the person is rather okay staying single.
So they try to protect themselves. So
Exactly.
they shield themselves from either they've been in a hurting relationship in the past and they don't want to relive the experience, or the fact
Or
that
they've
they've
observed
seen
bad
someone and they now
relationships.
try to shield themselves and say, oh no, if this is how marriage is, I'd rather be
stay single.
yes, and
Yeah.
not settle down with anybody. I just want to touch on these points because a lot of people find themselves in this situation where they meet the right people.
The right partner, you mean?
So yes, the right partner. So again, you're saying that okay, one of the problems is that they are not meeting the right people. But then some people find themselves in a situation where they actually meet the right people, but they are not prepared.
They've loved this person. Everything is
Everything
wonderful.
is perfect. It's
The
a
only
perfect.
thing is
They are
they're
not prepared. So you find now that some people are kind of there's a way they've planned their life, right? They want to tick the box. So they tick the box of career. Yes, done. They tick the box of education, done. They tick another box, maybe whatever it is, they tick another box. And now it comes to a point of ticking the box of marriage. And that person is no longer available. Because at the point where they met that person, they felt that there were other things that they needed to sort out. And then finally, when they are now ready to settle down, that person has moved on.
So it is more like a relationship twist where you found the right person, but you're not ready. When you're ready, there is no right person available. So that makes it difficult for that kind of person to settle down. I have a lot of friends I know, they are ready, but the network of friends are not there for them to
Settle
choose
down.
a life partner for.
Yeah.
So that could delay them and make them stay single for a long time.
This also speaks of missed opportunities. Because we say, because some people get to a point where they actually missed a chance for different reasons, because at that phase in their life, that is what probably they saw.
Marriage
or the
is never
image.
their priority.
Yes. And then they not get to a point where, oh my God, that was an opportunity 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was an opportunity 5 years ago, and then it's gone by. But, I mean, you wouldn't wallow in self-pity because of that.
Talking about missed opportunities.
Yes.
Sometimes people take others for granted. You've seen this guy or this lady, you think, it's not what I want for now.
Let me check out.
He's not, it doesn't fit the standard. And then you're judging people based on their condition at that time.
Yeah.
Without looking ahead, knowing that, if I give this guy a chance, he has the potential to become whoever I dream of.
Yes.
So that's a missed opportunity.
Yes.
Over the years, you now see that, this guy, I felt he was nobody.
Or the lady.
Or the lady, I felt she is nobody. Maybe because of our family background or whatever it is.
Yes.
She's now somebody.
Yeah.
And you have that regret, yet you're single.
Yeah. Now, singles have been in this situation, right? They have been in this, how can they get out of it? Because, so we don't start crying over spilled milk. Find a lot of people are still single. What should they now do in order to, think about navigating themselves out of singlehood, or actually, even if they are still single, but being content whilst they're single?
I think the first thing the person needs to do is to reevaluate himself or herself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Who are you? Learn that your life is not defined by your status.
Yeah.
Whether you're single or married, you are first of all a person.
Yeah.
And if you're happy as a person, then you can move on to think about marriage. So define yourself. Look at yourself with the eyes of God. Look at yourself the way God sees you and the way God loves you. That is the first thing to do. Believe in yourself. Build your self-esteem. Know that whatever people are saying about you, friends, family, pressure from society, media, whatever, is your life. You have to enjoy your life. You have one life to live. Whether you're single or married, you have one life to live. You must enjoy that life.
Yeah. The second thing that I want to touch on is the fact that people should invest so much time in developing themselves.
Yep.
Because this is very important in a marriage, in a, when you get into a relationship eventually. It's about investing in yourself emotionally, spiritually, physically. I mean, the different areas of life, and making sure that you're a whole person. Because what that does is that if you are a whole single person, you go into the marriage whole. You don't go into the marriage fractured or fragmented and expecting somebody to stitch you up. Because again, that could be a problem in the relationship. Now, another question to ask yourself is, what is your relationship quotient rate? You know, because that's something you want to know. What are the skills that you have acquired as it has to do with relating with somebody else? When you talk about communication, conflict management, and all the other skills that is required in a relationship, how far gone are you in terms of getting that skill?
So developing yourself now has to do with getting ready for marriage.
Yeah.
Not just for marriage, getting ready to enjoy your life.
Yeah.
So that if the man comes, you're wonderful with that. If the woman comes, you're happy with it. If it doesn't happen, you don't tie your life to whether you're married or not.
Yes.
The other thing is that you might develop yourself. You're perfect, you're wonderful, you're prepared, you've built yourself to the point that whoever gets married to you will be happy with the person he's connecting with. But the issue is, if people don't know that you exist, if people don't know who you are and where you are, how would they be connected to you? If you're just all in your own world, you don't socialize, you don't network, you know, your life is wake up in the morning, go to work, come back, you sleep, the next day, routine, all that. How will someone get to know you?
Yeah, you have to be visible.
You have to be visible. You have to be out there.
Yeah.
Let people know that you exist.
Yeah.
If it's social function, get involved, network with friends. Social media, rebrand yourself.
Yeah.
People watch you. You might not know. We live in a global village now where the virtual world is real. So when you put things out there, when you join WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, make sure that you present yourself in a favorable manner, so that people don't judge you by the negative comments you make on Facebook or on social media.
So it's very important that you leave positive digital footprints about yourself.
Yes.
You know, and not the negative ones where people sort of like track you and say, oh, no, I don't think I want to get, entangled with this sort of person. So it is very important that you kind of lay out your life in such a way that it's not complicated. It's very simple. Someone who sees you, of course, we cannot see everything on social media, but to some extent, someone can make out, what sort of person you are by the sort of things or activities that you engaged in social media.
And for a guy, don't be shy. If you've found someone you have interest in, go out there and connect with the person.
Take the
exactly.
step. Yes.
Connect with the person and make the move. Don't waste your opportunity.
You never know.
Yep.
Again, you have to be realistic with your expectation. I mean, everybody wants something big, tall dream, a life. But there's a point where you come to and ask yourself, is this realistic? And you ask yourself, quiz yourself, in a frank way, because no one can do that for you. Because there's something that it does when you're overly expectant, or you're building castles in the air, and it sounds like fairy tale that you tell maybe a 5-year-old. Then it's not realistic. Fine, you want to, maybe this is the kind of man I want to get married to. He has to be tall, slim, shady, whatever it is you have, and same for a woman, for example. A man would have said, this is the kind of woman I want. I want a woman who is very intelligent. I want a woman who is going to reason with me at the same level. But sometimes when you put all of those expectations, they stand as barriers. You cannot, you have to think about, fine, what is the least basic realistic expectation that I would need from someone that I want to settle with? I think that should be a starting point.
Yeah, I think the focus should be on primary things.
Yes.
Primary things,
the values.
The values, the competence level and all that, where you don't lower your standards in terms of those core things, but not superficial things in terms of, can he take me to this place or that, things that are flimsy.
Yeah.
Let your standard be based on core issues.
Core values, core values, principles.
And things like that.
Yes. Again, appearance is key for a single person. Because that's the first point of attraction. You know, what someone sees or make out of you. So the first thing someone sees is you as a person. The second thing is when you open up your mouth to speak. So this speaks to two things. There's a lot in terms of refining your person, having some basic etiquettes. Okay, we'll not be talking about that today, but basic etiquettes, how you come across as to people, how you communicate, you know, basic body language, you know, stuffs like that, you know, because this is very important. A lot of people are not tidy. A lot of people are not hygienic. A lot of people, I mean, I could go on and on, the list on and on, but it's basically when someone sees you, the first thing that attracts them to you is how you're dressed, how you look.
Yeah,
you know,
especially for guys.
Yeah. Not just for guys, even for women.
Okay,
yes.
Fine, for everyone.
It has to be, it's important that you look.
But the thing is,
yeah,
I understand what you're saying. The thing is, you might have wonderful character, impeccable, but before someone could get to the point of knowing your character, person needs to get attracted to you. Yeah. Person needs to get close to you. And the way that happens is how you appear.
How you present yourself, yes, and how you speak. So I think that is one of the aspects. If probably you're watching this and you haven't quite nailed that, you know, that is one aspect that you could consider developing.
Now, another thing I want to talk about is you have to have faith as well. If you are a Christian or you believe in God, which I know a lot of people believe in God, you have to prayerfully trust God that He's going to direct your path to meet the right person. Yeah. God is going to direct you. God is going to help you. He's going to orchestrate things and help you meet the right person. And when that happens, it is still your choice to make, but God will direct you. So if you've done everything you need to do,
physically speaking,
be prayerful, have faith in God, trust God to direct you, and don't lose hope, don't lose faith. Yeah. It will happen at the appointed time. Don't lose hope, don't lose faith. It will definitely happen. There is no time you would say, I am late. Because your life is your life. Your life is not tied to someone else's life. Your friends could be married at early 20s. And yours is early 40s. Doesn't make a difference. As long as you are happy, content, satisfied, and whole with your life. That's what counts.
So you can actually be single and content. There's a whole lot to talk about. There's a whole lot to unpack. And, you know, we're very limited for time. And, you know, we cannot say everything in this very short video. Now, but we want to ask you, our viewers, you know, what other ways or what other limitations, right? What other things that could limit singles from getting married or from settling down in a relationship? Please do share your thoughts. Please post your comments, in the comment section below, and we would love to read those comments. Now, we just want to say thank you. Very well done. Very well done for, you know, watching through to the last, you know, minute of our video. Please do not forget, if you haven't done so, to subscribe to our channel, and please turn on your notification bell. You know, it's fantastic to build this community together. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
Have a good day.